We have details on a major WWE Backstage Shakeup. Could an AEW original be departing the company soon? And have WWE dropped another Bray Wyatt story tease? Find out in the news. So as WWE are entering a new era, everybody, it looks like the Backstage personnel are entering a new era of their own as well. So first reported by Aaron Varbel of SC Scoops. They confirmed, and then it was confirmed, in a memo from the WWE, that EVP of Talent Dan Ventrell is out of the role. He's been in since September 2022. So this comes from the WWE memo, Sam.
They said WWE has begun the process of reorganizing its talent relations group. Moving forward, Chris Legentil, in addition, I really hope I didn't butcher your name there, in addition to his role in comms, will help us in leading this new group. Matt Altman, in addition to his role in marketing, will be working closely with Chris to help this endeavor. Talent development and recruiting will now report to Shawn Michaels. All of talent, which includes talent relations, development, and recruiting, will continue to ultimately report into Paul Levesque. As of today, Dan Ventrell will be moving on from WWE. We thank Dan for his tremendous contributions. Sincerely, Nick Khan.
And so as well as Dan Ventrell, PW Insider reports that Trent Wilfinger, who served as Senior Vice President of Athlete ID and Development at WWE, also departed the company yesterday. Wilfinger joined WWE in the summer of 2021, working under Paul Levesque on global athlete strategy and development. The big thing coming out of here, though, talent and development recruiting will now report to Shawn Michaels.
He has not... he's made it very, very, very clear that he is having an incredible time working with athletes and young wrestlers, and picking their brains and then picking his brain and just sort of giving what he knows to the next generation of talent. He seems to be having an absolute blast doing that, and I think that's what more could you ask for? Shawn Michaels is your guy in that department, right?
Exactly, and I feel like it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time before
Triple H gets the big job. Shawn gets a promotion as well.
I mean,
are you accusing him of Hogan level politics?
No. But I feel like it was only a matter of time because those two are so intrinsically connected, and I feel like they work so well together.
They just sort of
creatively.
gel,
they just gel so well together. And yes, we might see a lot of Shawn Michaelisms within NXT.
So many super kicks, super kicks
central storyline stuff. But I feel like, you know what? More often than not, the talent come out benefiting from his knowledge, basically. He's done it all, hasn't he, within wrestling, and
the fact that you've got Shawn Michaels at a baseline, and then on top of that you've still got traveling legends that just come in for little stints in the PC. It's that there's just going to be such a range now on offer developmentally. It's huge.
It really
massive.
is. Oh, someone. Maybe could they go over to NXT, WWE? Who knows? Well, an AEW original could maybe be departing the company. So SE Scoop share an update on a homegrown AEW name. Tell him who it is, Sam.
Hook is interested in exploring his options in free agency once his contract with All Elite Wrestling expires later this year. A source familiar with WWE's recruitment strategy commented, "I can see WWE clearly being interested in him," said SE Scoops. And I don't think that's any surprise.
No, I don't think so.
Given that Taz was, he came from ECW into WWF through WWE as a commentator, there's a big tie there with Taz. Historically, I think, the company looks across the bow at a talent like Hook that's over as hell, that everybody loves, that is moving merch and is getting people excited about that product. Why wouldn't they want him?
And so young as well. He's improved in such a short space of time since he's been on AEW
and then
TV.
You put him with Shawn Michaels for a bit.
Could
you imagine? It'd be sending him to NXT, but you put him with Shawn Michaels for even a little bit, he's just going to get even better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not he's great, but he gets so much more seasoning.
And I think as well, if there is people on the WWE side of the fence that are interested in perhaps bringing Hook over, why wouldn't you, as Hook, be let's see if I can leverage a little bit more money out of this whole thing?
This is it, right? So the fact that we've got two big companies now means that people can play the companies off for big money, right? And that means that if a company pays big money, they have to utilize that talent because they've got to get that money back.
Yeah, of course.
So I
course.
think that it's one of those things where it's driving a lot more interest, but at the same time, where this is very pie in the sky stuff, because I don't think there's any way that AEW are going to let Hook just walk off across the fence. Like they're going to try and retain Hook as best they can, because I mean, Christ, he's one of the most popular talents they've got, right? One of the most popular rising stars.
Agree. Oh man, I really just now we were talking about NXT. I just want to see Ilya Dragunov and Hook together. Oh, that would be so good. Anyway,
insane.
From a person who may be departing to the company to a person who has departed the company. So on his Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Matt gave an update on his current contract status, saying Sunday night going into Monday morning at midnight, that is when my contract expired. So yes, I am a free agent now. Just negotiating, talking. I have interacted with everyone. I'm still interacting with AEW, and that's where we're at right now. Whenever my deal ended up running out, that allowed me the opportunity to negotiate and speak to everyone available, really weigh my options. That's what I'm doing now. He said, if you are an indie promoter, who wants to book Matt Hardy, perhaps, you'll have to hold fire for now. As he said, I have gotten so many texts and emails and stuff from independent promoters and whatnot. I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing in the big scheme of things, and then I'll go from there. So it looks like he's perhaps looking to go to another big company before sort of weighing his options on the indies, maybe.
I think we've spoke about it quite regularly on the news recently. I feel like AEW are going to make an offer to retain Matt, because it makes the most sense to keep everything together, right? I think that right now Matt said that he was looking for that final contract to really, cement the legacy of himself and hopefully the Hardy Boys, and be the big statement final run. I think a lot of people believe that the current run was maybe that run. And a lot of people have a bit of trepidation about potential further Matt Hardy or Hardy Boys content.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that ultimately they're always going to be one of the most popular tag teams of all time. There's always going to be an audience that loves them. Like, I've got friends who don't watch wrestling who are still like, how's Jeff Hardy doing? How's Matt Hardy doing? Are they wrestling? Like they always want to know like what their old favorites are up to, right? So I think there's always going to be a market for it. I just don't know whether that's going to be in AEW or potentially maybe the wider world of wrestling. I don't know if WWE, I don't know where he'd fit in with WWE right now is my big thing, unless maybe potentially, again, it'd be interesting to see him in somewhere like NXT, but as a big elder statesman style figure. But like, I feel like he could maybe do another run at TNA.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of good history with TNA.
Great history with TNA. Like I like his character stuff in TNA as well. I guess perhaps he's weighing up his options at the moment to see maybe where Jeff's at as well, because Jeff's still within his contract at the moment. I always thought it was going to be we were going to get sort of like the closing of a book, closing of chapters with the Hardys and Edge and Christian. Yeah, don't know if we're necessarily going to get that, which is a little bit of a shame.
It's a bit of a shame, but that's what I would ideally like. If we could have that, like one big final storyline push for that, I'd enjoy that, I think, very much.
Me too.
So long as it didn't, get risky or dangerous. It's same with like Sting. It's like, I know I'm talking like they're made like of glass and stuff, and I know they're able to, they're made of stronger stuff, but it's like just watching like crazier and crazier stunts, it gets a bit like more like the older you get, I guess.
Agreed. And I guess as on the WWE side of things, obviously their tag division has grown tremendously over the last few years. Like it's at a really healthy place right now, I feel like. So I mean, there would be benefit if you got Matt Hardy, if you did manage to get Jeff as well once his contract is up. I feel like they'd be invaluable to at least depart all their knowledge upon these talents too. However, wherever he ends up going, I'm looking forward to seeing where it is, at least.
One thing I would like, because you mentioned a book, I don't know if he's done it yet, he's probably done it already, but I want a Matt Facts coffee table book. Just a coffee table book where you just open it and it's like, he hates mustard. And you just flip the pages, and it's just like very like just presented mundane. like the old, just very mundane, but presented like the old graphics were.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
A tear off calendar.
Yeah,
like a desk calendar.
I like that.
Make it, man. I want it.
He wants it. Fine, Olimar. Moving on to the final story. WWE dropped another Bray Wyatt tease. So obviously on the Raw after Mania, where we saw a static on the screen that said hello.
Just tiny little corner.
Yeah, little thing.
Hello.
It was during
all lowercase.
A little Bronson Reed segment, and whilst me and Adam were watching, we didn't think anything of it. We were just like, oh, maybe a little bit of
it was a test
hitch.
Yeah,
we didn't see the hello at the bottom. However, sort of this then led to sources indicating that it could be the beginning of a Bray Wyatt / Uncle Howdy storyline reboot. And then yesterday, WWE posted a bit of an unusual tweet on their Twitter account and then deleted it within seconds.
Do you want me to read the tweet out?
Oh, please do.
It's hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
That was verbatim right there.
Yeah.
He said every single hello in that tweet. This feels inevitably where this is going. Obviously,
I'm hyped.
The Bray Wyatt documentary obviously ended with a tease that Bo Dallas was perhaps, coming back to honor the legacy of his brother. That whole documentary is tremendous. If you've not had the chance to watch it, you can see how proud Bo is of the work that his brother's done, how it reached so many people, and you can tell that he really wants to honor it and do it justice too. Like it was far from finished was the stuff that Bray was doing, and Bo's really hoping to carry that on, and I hope they get to do it in a way that really they can capitalize on it and make it work.
Yeah.
Really hope it works out.
I think it's really weird to say, but it feels like Bray would get a kick out of this. And that's the biggest thing. Like it's sort of like continuing on this storyline, this impossible thing. Like it's awesome, right? I can't wait to see where it's going to go, because it felt like it was just starting to get going, and then obviously under the old regime and the way creative was, it felt like Bray came back, and then it was like weeks and weeks of build, and then things just sort of meandered or got pushed to the side, and I feel for it to come back full front and center and have the time and the space it needs, and just be allowed to run wild.
It'll be really interesting to see as well, I guess, with sort of the flip in terms of the WWE presentation at the moment too.
Yeah.
I think there's something really cool in that stark contrast between like the sportsy stuff that they're doing, but then really hopefully being able to dive even more into sort of a cinematic presentation, maybe in terms of, just like promos and things like that to build to certain things.
It's the slightly more ominous nature of things, I think, will come across a bit more. And I feel like, the Bray mask we saw that never got used, that felt like maybe under the old regime, looking at it, it's like, it's maybe a bit graphic. It's got like that sort of flesh and stuff.
Yeah, just like,
but it's like under the current one, it's like, that looks like perfect.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing like that I think would fly now. So I'm keen to see how much darker it can potentially get.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I'm very much looking forward to it. Are you very much looking forward to it? Tell us in the comments down below. That is your second dose of Friday news. We may be back for more if Davey Meltzer drops that lovely newsletter of his, my goodness. But until then, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you again very soon.
Tatty bye.